Olivia Connor, and today I'm going to be talking about brand loyalty to luxury brands online and in-store among Generation Z. The purpose of this research was to gain insight on whether or not Generation Z is loyal to certain luxury brands and whether they purchase them online or in-store. To do so, 36 survey participants represent female Generation Z consumers. 3 research questions were made for this research. The first hypothesis was that online sources that Generation Z uses are Facebook, Instagram, designer websites, blogs, and Twitter. The second hypothesis was that Generation Z is loyal to multiple luxury brands opposing to one consistent luxury brand. The third hypothesis was that Generation Z are more drawn to shopping online rather than in-store because it is more convenient and in-store is instant. The methodology used for this research was a survey using Qualtrics. The data was collected from November 13th to November 23rd. The sampling method was non-probability. The sample was taken from the Tech Theta Facebook page, where participants were asked to be honest and complete the survey in its entirety. Some requirements for the survey were listed in the instructions: that they must be female and age ranging from 18 to 24, since that is the age range of Generation Z. The instrument was developed by the researcher based on demographic questions and psychographic questions. Some other questions that were used in the survey were fill-in-the-blank, ranking questions, and Likert scale questions that were also presented in Qualtrics. The data analysis for this research was that Hypothesis 1 was accepted. Generation Z uses Instagram, Facebook, designer websites, blogs, and Twitter, all as online sources. The question asked was what online sources they use and their rankings. So the participants were asked to rank each of these online sources 1 through 5, 1 being the best and 5 being the worst. Refer to graph A2 below, which outlines the ranking of each social media outlet. Through this graph, you can see that Generation Z uses designer websites most when shopping luxury brands online. The second hypothesis was accepted. Generation Z is loyal to multiple luxury brands rather than one consistent luxury brand. This was proven through a fill-in-the-blank question which asked participants to list designers that they felt they were brand loyal to. 70% of the participants said that they were loyal to multiple luxury brands rather than just one. They listed each of their favorite designers which they felt they were loyal to. Most participants said they were loyal to Tory Burch and Kate Spade. While they listed these two most, it was also listed within their fill-in-the-blank questions more than one designer. This proves that brand loyalty among Generation Z is loyal to multiple luxury brands rather than just the same luxury brand. The last hypothesis was rejected. It was proven through a multiple choice question that 35.71% of participants said they rather shop online and make their purchases of luxury brands in store. 14.28% of participants said that they make their purchases online. This shows that Generation Z wouldn't make their purchases online, but shop in store when they purchase luxury brands. Within the same survey, a question was asked if the experience in person affects their purchase intentions. 57.50% of respondents answered that it does a great amount. In conclusion, the researcher accepted Hypothesis 1 and 2, but rejected Hypothesis 3, concluding that Generation Z uses Instagram, Facebook, designer websites, blogs, and Twitter when shopping luxury brands. It is shown that designer websites are ranked number 1 when they shop luxury brands. Hypothesis 2 was accepted when Generation Z proved that they were loyal to multiple luxury brands rather than just one consistent luxury brand. Hypothesis 3 was rejected when it was shown that Generation Z makes purchases in store more than they do online. Some implications for this research is that brand loyalty is a major part of the retail industry. it is shown that brand loyalty must be strived for the retailer among Generation Z. Ways to strive to achieve brand loyalty for researchers is for the retailers to keep up with their online sources and also make sure their in-store experiences is above other brands for their consumers. It is also an implication that the retailer must be able to market to Generation Z through holidays, birthdays, and new season arrivals for Generation Z, since within the survey it was proven that Generation Z purchases luxury brands only occasionally. So these special occasions are really prime times for the retailer to make sure they market to Generation Z. Lastly, the retailer must be able to implicate Instagram and designer websites for their Generation Z consumers. This is important because this is their online outlet when they are shopping luxury brands. Some recommendations to further the study would to be for the researcher to reach a broader variety of consumers. Since the survey was only posted on the Tech Data Facebook page, it lacks the diversity among the generation since all the participants were from the same organization. Another recommendation to further the study would be to reach a wider variety of age ranges. The survey was conducted for college participants, which are mainly ages 18 to 22, while Generation Z starts way earlier in age and ends way later in age ranges. This way we could really see how much brand loyalty affects Generation Z. Lastly, the survey could be taken in person to avoid blank responses among the survey, since a lot of the surveys were taken out because it wasn't completed in entirety or there were blank questions. The pro about taking the survey in person would be that the participants could ask the researcher questions they were confused about the certain questions, not to avoid leaving questions blank. Here are my references at the bottom for the research, and thank you for listening to this explanation.